Now, Chris Hutchinson's collections include Unfamiliar Weather, a verse map of Vancouver and other people's lives. His poetry is characterized by daring honesty, close observation, and humanity, executed with exhilarating verve and humor. His poems have been translated into Chinese and published in numerous Canadian and U.S. journals. As an educator, Hutchinson has led poetry workshops in colleges, high schools, and elementary school classrooms. Born in Montreal, Hutchinson now resides in Vancouver and teaches English at Okanagan College in Kelowna. He'll be available to sign books and answer questions after the reading. Please welcome Chris Hutchinson.
This poem is called No Such Address. Hello, sodium-lit street, complicating rain, bicycling wind, gyratory wind, sexed rain. Hello, reflective pools, ripples flexed like bowstrings, ancient cavalcades of mist escaping streets known only to those travelers the cold has led astray. Hello, wolf-colored smoke guarding the entranceways, marking the unseen exits with your scent. I am the maze that greets you, the cold that turns you by the wrist. Each footstep, a question, the other answers with a question, each breath readdressed at the intersection of each breath. Okay, and now I will launch into new work. A brief history of the short-lived. He sinks into the center of his art, mischievous as a whirlpool. The year is 1864. The kingdom of heavenly peace has appeared and disappeared, Christ's far-flung cousins having died from eating toadstools while their children drank the blood of goats. How he glides beneath the last proscenium, twirling daiquiri in hand. The year is 1977, and wistful Bucharest once again is off the map. He drops his wand and flicks his tongue into her distant sex. Not the space beside the chest, but behind the silver-gilt ciborium is where a single shaft of sunlight bursts a mote of dust from its penumbral ennui. The year is 1667. Milton is impoverished. Paradise Lost has been ransomed for a drink. Who wouldn't sell his skin to save his soul? Why can't a zealot disavow the subtlest of faults in order to confess? He patrols the Vespers, the gloaming, and the Middle Ages without a cigarette, guide, or point of reference. When we see him next, we'll know how long it takes the wind to shimmy and to shape itself anew. The hour here is 11:41 a.m. The new prime minister has just collapsed into our father's arms. Experimental surgeries to save his eyes will soon become the final decadence in a land attuned to making love as a private form of tyranny. Before computers, time was not a river, but the caressing of the impermanence of truth. Et in Arcadia, ego. So tired and longing to escape the storms and voguish cycles of our lives, he hides amongst the brotherhood of sleeping car porters, dozes off between the rats and saints. So recently I've been kind of writing poems about landscapes, and strange historical or literary figures have kind of descended or appeared in the middle of these landscapes. I don't know why, it's kind of cool, I think. And here's one of those poems where Garcia Lorca suddenly showed up on a highway heading into Phoenix, Arizona, where I spent some time. The poem is called Poet in Middle America. As you hear these lines, Lorca drives into the creature stew of the valley's smog, where palm trees with squid-like hats stand swarming the desert's shoulders. His authentic self pitted against unfeeling crowds, hounds him while the sun atrophies into foothills. See the spark inside the chamber leap in eon sleep as prehistoric matter, resurrected, growls to charge the far horizon. His eyes, drawn to diamond junctions, tricked by folding and unfolding clovers, vexed as a scorpion's love for butterflies. His sunburned eyes no longer trace hieratic words blazed in tribal neon across embankments, culverts, or the concrete walls built to screen frontage roads and crumbling neighborhoods from off-ramps and soaring interchanges, built to subdue revolt. Today, the expressway is a flume of fire-reflecting steel. They say the 20th century has been replaced and miles of earth skinned like ripened fruit. But here, you might recall the journey the artist made, alone yet not alone, speeding from Granada towards Alfacar, where his heart would soon be filled with butterflies and bullets. Dear Lenin, as I descend, let's explain some things. And this Lenin happens to be the Vladimir Lenin, not John Lennon. Dear Lenin, just so you get a good mental picture, as I descend, let's explain some things. What appears as the cracked blade of a trowel is really a metropolis tilting its shoulders to the sea. Distance makes luxury yachts look the same as large cresting waves. I am coming from where the snow line in spring recedes back into cloud. I am tumbling down. More than people, there is evidence of people, recurring steel corners and curves and steel glass like a kind of piety locked in granite. But I am landing outside a row of neon-lit hotels where rain has built its chain-link fence around everything that glows. And some unacknowledged firebrand has written, "No wars, no walls," across a wall of brick. Look, next week, Elvis heads will be on sale beside the methadone clinic. No, I can't describe or count the heads of neoliberalism as I am sinking through the pavement now into the oily soil where the monolith of your brow is buried with all the approbations of your wars written in looping barbed wire scripts and threaded red with roses. My friend, as you see, I am losing patience with the impatient pull of history. Please explain this sickle-shaped tattoo woven beneath the hairs above my heart, and how the fuck to pull the suburbs down once you've made me commissar of the underground.